Hello, my name is Jonathan. I'm a professional video editor and I work on fiction projects, mostly short films and documentaries. I also work as a training consultant. I teach Adobe Premiere to other video editors through interactive training. But today I want to tell you about something new that I've been working with. It's a great new editing application that I believe will become the benchmark for digital video editing. What is it? It's called Pinnacle Edition. Why do I like it? Because it has quality, efficiency, and power. First, quality. The sub-pixel processing engine of Edition ensures that the quality of effects is quite simply breathtaking. And this is no idle claim. Compare the results you get with Edition to those of any other editing software and you'll be amazed. Second, Edition is also efficient because the rendering of effects, transitions, and filters are always processed in the background. It doesn't get in the way of the creative process. Edition takes full advantage of multiple processors so that it's a totally scalable solution. Add this to the fact that it automatically saves your every action and you just know that this is a very modern, well thought out piece of software. Finally, it's powerful. You get a wealth of professional features as well as the ability to output not only to tape but directly to DVD straight from the application. Quality, efficiency, and power. Three major assets that make Edition a very exciting piece of software. This really is a solution for people looking for professional results. Please join me on a step-by-step tour of Edition. Okay, my editing is now complete and I can now finalize my movie. I have several ways to do so. Several tools at my disposal. All I do is go into the Start menu, go into Tools. I can fuse my sequence. By doing so, I put all of my movie onto one track and I can use it for future editing. I can also record to tape, export my whole movie onto my digital camera. I can export the sequence as an MPEG-4 file, meaning I can share it with friends over the internet. Or finally, export it to DVD directly from the application. Simply click on the icon. In the first window, source window, you click on actual sequence, so as to make sure you use your entire timeline. On the second window, you select DVD image and MPEG-2 to encode it in that format. And finally, in the third window, you just click on Burn and click OK. Okay, now the video editing portion is complete along with all the effects. What we're moving on to now is the audio track. I've got a piece of music which I'm going to add on to the video footage, which I will slide right underneath the video stuff. I can listen to it, go back and forth the way I can with the image. All of it is synchronized. I can also do some mixing between this audio track, the music, and some of the live sound from the subclips. For instance, on this footage right here, I will disband the clip and have both the music and the police siren. Now if I want to mix them together, all I do is open the audio editor and I can do some mixing on the fly. I click on the Record Audio Mix icon and I will hear both my tracks simultaneously. I lower the music to hear the siren and go back up right afterwards. Another function you can use is to record a voiceover on the fly. You just simply click on the voiceover icon, which is a microphone, and record your voice on a separate track along the whole video track. In short, Pinnacle Edition offers all the audio tools that you could possibly need to mix your movie without resorting to outside software. Pinnacle Edition has a large variety of transitions and filters, effects that are included in the software package, and some of which that you can create yourself. Let's start with a simple fade to black, which I'll put at the very end of my film. I click on the All button here and access a whole series of effects that come with the software. And I'm going to choose this first one, Dissolve, which I click and drag and put it on the end, like so, which I can then visualize and see that it fades to black. Okay, let's move on to another effect. Let's put on a little page turn effect at the beginning of the sequence. So we can select any of the page turn effects that come included in the Edition software, or you can create your very own page turn by going into the 3D editor, like so. Let's go into full screen mode. It's a lot more fun and convenient. So at the start of my effect, I can choose a direction of, say, 130, and then I go towards the end of the shot where I want my page turn, do a direction change as well of about the same, but then play with the radius and the curl. Okay, and I want my effect to finish that way. I leave the full screen mode and exit, and then the rendering actually happens as a background task, so I can continue and move on to a third effect if I want to. So while tasks are rendered in the background, I can go on and create some more effects. I'm going to create a third effect, which is a picture-in-picture effect. I'm going to set some images on the fade to black, as well as some titles on top of those images, and then open 2D editor. Let's go in full screen mode for maximum enjoyment, and I can play with the picture and reduce it to the size that I want. I can also slide it around, and when I'm satisfied, I leave the full screen view and exit the 2D editor, which is going to render the effect. There are a huge amount of other effects that can be done, such as the color editor, which adjusts contrast and brightness, gamma corrections, etc. There's the wipe editor, the filter editor, and the keying editor as well. And finally, Hollywood Effects, which comes integrated in Pinnacle Edition, also offers a huge amount of 3D transition effects. With powerful yet simple tools to create transitions and filters, and with Hollywood Effects integrated, Pinnacle Edition offers a huge amount of effects that can be used to express your creativity. Okay, now my video edit is complete as far as the image is concerned, but I want to add a title at the beginning of it. Nothing could be more simple thanks to Title Deco, a fancy little tool which is right here, which I click on CG, character generator. There I simply type my title, which I then select and move about. I can center it spatially this way. I can center it in the middle of the screen. I can change the fonts, I can change the size, I can make it still, roll, or crawl. I can also use any number of elaborate graphic effects. I particularly like this one. And most importantly, I can click on Take to Video, which will give me an instant result on the TV screen and allows me to see whether the end result is satisfactory or not. Press F12 to get back to my timeline, and I now have my title in my source folder, which I can then drag and drop on the track just above my video track, and I'm all set. Title Deco, which is included in Pinnacle Edition, is clearly a professional title editor with many creative options. Okay, so now my basic editing is done, but I want to fine-tune my edit points. What I can do is use the scaling of the timeline to go deeper into my edit points. Okay, say I wanted to fine-tune the editing between the end of this shot. I click towards the end of the shot and adjust the end, or if I wanted to adjust the beginning of the next shot, I do the same thing this way. But if I want a more precise editing job, I go into the trim editor. That way I will have the ending of my previous edit and the beginning of my next edit, which I can move into the shot, left and right. I can also move between the two shots. I can also pre-visualize what the final edit is going to look like by clicking on the middle icon here, and it puts it on a loop several times until I am sure what I want to do with it. So as you can see, the trim editor is an indispensable tool for any professional editor who cares about precision. Okay, now I've digitized all of the footage that I wanted to do my little film. What I do is I leave the logging tool, but what I wanted to do is go to the project window, so I click on the view switcher, and in my project window is all of the digitized elements that were recorded. I can select any of them and change the mark in and mark out of any sequence that I so desire. What I can also do is pre-select the order of my subclips before importing them into the timeline. For instance, I decided I wanted to start with this clip. I drag and drop it just below the project window onto the desktop. And I do so with every clip and in the order that I want to see them in, onto the desktop. Once I have all the shots for my storyboard, I select them all, do a right click, and send it to the timeline. I use my little view switcher to go back to the editing interface, and all of my storyboard is now on the video track of the timeline. If I wanted to add an extra clip or subclip onto my edit, all I have to do is select one and drag and drop it where I want it in my edit, giving me all sorts of flexibilities, either from the storyboard standpoint earlier or within my actual edit on the timeline. Let's do a quick edit to see how Edition works. I'm working on a little project. It's some footage shot in London. We want to capture the footage from the camera, and to do so we press either on F6 on the keyboard or go into the Start menu, Tools, and select Logging Tool. This way one finds ourselves on the capture interface. We give a name to the source material, which is your digital tape. I called it London footage. You can select whether you want to record the video or audio tracks only. You make sure that you assign the folder in which you're going to digitize your sequences. And then over here you give a title to the clip. Here I called it Sequence 1. You can also control the level of audio that you want to record. Over here on the lower right, you have an indication of the amount of time left on your hard drive, which is very convenient. Okay, now we're ready to capture some footage. We can do so on the fly, meaning I press play to get my camera rolling and get the footage appearing, and I press on digitize, and that will capture the footage on the fly. You can also do controlled recording by selecting a mark in and a mark out on the fly, clicking on the log clip button, and the sequence will appear here below. I'll do another one just to make sure you understood. Do a mark in here, then a mark out, click on log clip, and then I have my subclip appearing in the lower window. A third way is to do a batch capture. If you don't have enough space on your hard drive, what you do is you log all the different subclips and then let Edition do all the work for you and do all the recording after the fact. So you have several options of capturing footage, which is extremely flexible. Okay, so let's look at the basic interface of Pinnacle Edition. When you launch the application, you first arrive on a desktop environment, very much like Windows, with a trash icon on the upper left, the Start menu at the lower left, and your project window, which will store all of the rushes, all of the files that you will be needing, whether audio, video, and whatnot, which you can visualize as clips or icons, as we call them, picture icons, or as simple text, just like a Windows Explorer tool. you can also look at all the different effects that come with the Edition software. Another handy little tool is this taskbar in the lower right of your screen. It has a render icon, the keyboard shortcuts, volume and audio tools, and the view switcher, which enables us to move to different interfaces, including the editing interface. On the editing interface we have both the source and master viewers. These viewers have all the timecode information of all my sources and master material. You can also navigate through them with the navigation tools below each screen. You've got little smart applications, the smart tools on the right, and underneath is the timeline. The timeline shows you all the different tracks, video, audio, which you can actually change by selecting the icons, either monitor or speaker icons. So as you can see, the Edition is a very clean and consistent interface, and it is also extremely customizable in that it allows you to create your own editing environment by simply adding or removing icons.
Die JPP Medien GmbH ist eine Kölner Produktionsfirma für Film und Fernsehen, die sich vor allen Dingen in den Bereichen Business Media, Imagevideo, Schulungsfilme und Dokumentarfilm etabliert hat.
Die Einarbeitung ging sehr schnell, ging sehr flott. Es geht sehr schnell, sich darin zurechtzufinden. Also das System läuft sehr stabil. Ich habe eigentlich selten erlebt, dass es mal abgestürzt ist, und wenn, dann nur, wenn ganz viele Programme auf einmal gelaufen sind. Also eigentlich kommt das nicht vor. Ich weiß noch sehr genau, wie ich hier angefangen habe auf dem System, dass ich doch erstaunt war, was alles möglich ist und was man alles machen kann. Natürlich sollte man nicht einen Film machen um der Effekte willen, aber es ist eben doch so, dass die Technik immer einfacher wird, immer vielfältiger wird, immer auch kreativer wird in sich. Also an dem System gefällt mir eigentlich am besten die Übersichtlichkeit, die auch dadurch gegeben ist, dass jeder Benutzer sich die Oberfläche einrichten kann, wie er möchte. Und die Editoren, die ja in die Oberfläche direkt integriert sind, sind sehr, sehr leistungsfähig. Man denkt es vielleicht nicht, weil sie sehr einfach zu handhaben sind, aber sie bringen eine ganz schöne Leistung. Also wenn ich 800 € gerade übrig hätte, würde ich sie mir sofort kaufen und zu Hause hinstellen, weil ich natürlich sehr gerne auch für mich persönlich ein Schnittsystem hätte, und würde ich sofort machen, ja, auf jeden Fall. Weil, wie gesagt, ich kenne das System, ich arbeite gerne darauf, und da es wohl die gleiche Ausstattung hat, finde ich das ein super Preis.
Wir haben ein voll ausgebautes System inklusive Uncompressed und In-Time-Board, aber auch die diversen TV-Optionen, sodass wir halt von einer kleinen Image-Produktion für mittelständische Unternehmen bis zum Imagefilm für große Konzerne in Deutschland eigentlich jede Art von Anforderungen komplett mit unserem Schnittsystem bedienen können.
Pour moi, ça permet de réaliser des clips assez pro afin de satisfaire les gens qui viennent voir nos shows. Bon, là je m'appelle Frédéric, j'ai 25 ans, je suis régisseur vidéo pour le Club Guerard à Paris, et voilà, cela fait quelques années que je suis passionné de vidéo, j'ai fait un petit BTS audiovisuel, j'aime les belles images, j'aime les belles choses. Pour moi la vidéo c'est un métier de passionné de toute manière, il faut aimer ça, voilà, par exemple, voilà, ce que j'aime c'est lorsqu'on voit 300 personnes, ou 2000 personnes le samedi soir qui sont en furie, quoi. Concrètement, on réalise différents concerts, différents spectacles. On réalise également nos propres clips grâce à notre beau montage que je vais vous montrer. Nous avons choisi Edition DV parce que c'est un produit qui est innovant, qui est très simple d'utilisation et en plus qui n'est pas très cher. Moi, Edition, je trouve qu'il est très simple et très rapide. Simplement, vous voyez ma timeline qui est là. C'est un montage vidéo qui doit être très rapide, hein, que je dois sortir dans 1 heure pour le spectacle. Donc c'est un exemple. Je prends une transition. Je l'insère sur ma timeline et voilà, c'est aussi simple que ça. Et automatiquement, ça calcule en tâche de fond. Vous pouvez vraiment continuellement travailler sans que votre ordinateur soit monopolisé en calcul. C'est vraiment, pour pour moi personnellement un des gros avantages de l'édition DVD. Lorsque j'ai fini mon montage, Edition me permet vraiment de graver sur un DVD. Donc c'est simple, vous cliquez sur démarrer, vous cliquez sur outils et vous pouvez directement exporter votre DVD. Vous cliquez dessus, vous insérez votre DVD dans votre graveur DVD et voilà, insérez, puis vous validez et la gravure s'effectue automatiquement grâce à Edition. Cela permet de ne pas passer par d'autres intermédiaires, d'autres softs. Voilà. Bon voilà, j'ai fini mon montage, je vous propose de voir ce que j'ai réalisé. Allez, c'est parti. Pinnacle, c'est pour moi, c'est très innovant, très performant et c'est vraiment la qualité de pro.
Pour moi, ça me permet de réaliser des maquettes ou des projets aboutis que je peux ensuite vendre à mes clients. Je m'appelle David, j'ai 26 ans, je suis réalisateur depuis quelques temps. En fait, j'ai commencé par la photo, enfin, c'est ce qui m'a permis d'aborder l'image. Et j'ai souhaité me lancer dans la réalisation de documentaires. Donc, notamment, dernièrement, là, j'ai tourné un reportage sur l'ouverture de la pêche à la truite.
Tiens. C'est la pêche. Hein, Marcel? C'est joli, hein? Ça, c'est une petite femelle, ça.
Ce que j'aime dans la vidéo, c'est que ça me permet de rentrer dans des milieux que j'ai pas l'habitude de côtoyer, de comprendre le fonctionnement de certaines personnes et de communiquer cette passion, c'est la passion que j'ai envie de faire partager aux autres. J'ai choisi Edition DV parce que j'avais besoin d'une solution sérieuse, productive et reconnue pour une utilisation professionnelle. J'ai la possibilité de gérer l'interface, donc de personnaliser mon interface pour vraiment avoir un outil adapté à mes besoins. Donc c'est très simple. Donc je vais enlever ces deux boutons, parce que je les utilise vraiment pas, pour choisir des boutons qui vont m'être utiles pour un travail. Donc là ça va être retour et avance des images. Voilà, c'est fait. En 20 secondes, je personnalise ma table. Maintenant que mon montage est bien avancé, je vais commencer à retravailler des images qui sont par exemple sous-exposées. Donc je me positionne sur l'image que je veux modifier. Je vais accéder de manière simple donc à l'éditeur de couleurs. Donc ensuite je sélectionne par exemple le contraste que j'ai envie de modifier. Donc après, je suis sur l'image et j'augmente comme ça avec la souris. Voilà, j'ajuste. Après la lumière, comme ça. Voilà, donc là, j'ai plus qu'à revenir à mon image. C'est quasi en temps réel puisque c'est déjà l'ordinateur a déjà calculé les modifications. Voilà, mon render a déjà fait son travail. Donc le montage est terminé, je vais pouvoir visualiser le résultat. Pour moi, Pinnacle, c'est une gamme de solutions professionnelles qui va me permettre d'évoluer dans mon approche de la vidéo.